In this video, I will discuss what it is like to look for and buy real estate in Portugal. I was out with a great real estate agent, Marco, who is helping me locate land to buy. Marco has several of his own listings, but is here representing me as a buyer's agent. I really appreciate his willingness to pick me up and drive me around because I have been getting lost a bit. Portugal doesn't have a centralized system such as the MLS in the US. There are a few sites that list multiple listings such as Idealista, Supercasa. However, not only are they incomplete, but they are often not updated. So, for instance, there have been multiple listings on which I have contacted the listing agent to only have the listing agent inform me that the listings are inactive. I wonder if some listing agents purposely leave inactive listings on those sites just to add to their email list or gain access to potential buyers. Many Portuguese realtors are dual agents or double agents, meaning the listing agent will also represent the buyer. Many realtors here expect to represent both the seller and the buyer in a transaction and to pocket a double commission. It's a total conflict of interest. But many of the realtors I have interacted with seem to dismiss this idea. There is no way you're going to convince me that a dual agent is going to have the buyer's best interests in mind. That agent is going to want the price to be as high as possible so that the commission will be as high as possible. Some of the listing agents have, in fact, stopped communicating with me after learning that I have decided to use a buyer's agent because they don't want to give half of the commission to the buyer's agent. It's completely unethical in my opinion, and they are acting only in their own self-interest and not in the seller's best interest. There are areas of the country where plots of raw land or ruins on lands are quite inexpensive compared to, say, US prices. However, you must make sure that your attorney determines if the land is urban, and that construction is possible on the land if you intend to build on the land and live on the land. There are 5 classifications for land in Portugal: reserve, agricultural forest, commercial, urban, and rustic. The Plano Director Municipal, PDM, which governs this classification, is updated regularly and gives clear definitions of any changes to land classification in all areas. If your goal is to buy land on which to live, and if the land you want to buy is classified as anything other than urban, it will be very hard, if not impossible, to be able to build and live on it. When I was first doing research on moving to Portugal and saw that there were so many plots of land for sale for under $10,000, I was under the mistaken belief that I could find land to buy for less than $10,000 and be able to build and live on it. The reality is that urban land is much more expensive than rustic land or land designated for agriculture. In addition to finding that some realtors in Portugal seem to act unethically by refusing to communicate with a buyer who isn't interested in dual agency, I have found that many realtors in Portugal seem not especially interested in marketing their listings. For instance, I contacted one listing agent and inquired whether the land in the PDM was classified as urban or agricultural, rustic, or some other category. And he told me to contact the Camera or the local municipality. Or, for instance, there are several listings where the listing description simply states, "land for sale." I mean, what kind of marketing is this? Do the sellers know that their listing agents are providing such stellar and detailed listing descriptions? Generally, a seller in Portugal will require a 10% down payment to take the listing off of the market. There is no escrow here, so the down payment goes directly to the seller. To protect yourself, be sure to hire an attorney or law firm to prepare not only due diligence on the property, but also have the attorney prepare a CPCV, pre-sale purchase contract, which can protect your down payment should the due diligence come back with issues that cause you to decide to not go through with the purchase. You will want to make sure that your attorney includes contingent clauses in the CPCV to protect you. Examples of contingency clauses might be that a structural inspection report comes back clean, or that the due diligence confirms that the property has no debt. In Portugal, liabilities on the property go with the property and not the owner of the property. So, it is important to have your attorney ensure that the property is debt-free. However, if you're able to, get as much of the investigation on the property done before handing over a deposit or down payment, because even with a CPCV, there is no guarantee that the seller won't decide to abscond with your money or refuse to return it, which would require involvement with the legal system to sue to get your money back. And nobody wants that because who knows how long that will take. The final note for this video is that you prepare yourself to expect things to move much slower in Portugal. Thanks for watching.